Hello and welcome. It's Jayne McCann from organizingmaven.com. So quick question for you. What do these two statements have in common? I wish I'd let myself be happier, and I wish I hadn't worked so hard. They are two of the top 5 regrets of the dying. Now I bring this up because I recently got a question that went like this. How come I can never enjoy my progress? Instead of taking time to relax and savor my successes, I just keep seeing all that needs doing. When I look around, I see tasks everywhere, and it's severely limiting my ability to feel happy. What can I do to reclaim my happiness? Well, the essence of this question is really, do I have the right to? Am I justified in taking time to relax and enjoy the moment? And it pains me that anybody feels this way, because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to feel that pressure to keep on keeping on and to never take time to just enjoy the moment. So how can we fix this? Well, first of all, we've got to get clear on a couple of things. One, there will always be more to do. That is the natural state of affairs. We are dynamic beings with full lives, so of course there's always going to be more to do. If you can embrace that idea and accept it as normal, you're immediately going to feel a sense of relief, because you're no longer going to feel like, you're behind everybody, that you're behind the 8 ball. No, it's the way it's supposed to be. Done doesn't happen until we're dead. So it's actually a good thing that we have more to do all of the time. The other thing that we have to realize is that happiness is really a choice. If we're not feeling it, we can do something to change that. Now, if you're not in a dire situation, and I realize that there could be people watching this that are, so I'm not saying that this is true for everybody, but for the majority of us, if we're not feeling happy, if we're not able to sit back and relax, it is most likely a product of our beliefs. Now, our beliefs are these narratives that we have either been told repeatedly or told ourselves repeatedly. They've sunk into our being. We accept them as truths with or without any kind of proof. Now, ideally, our beliefs should support us in living our best life. They shouldn't hinder us. They should make us feel empowered. They shouldn't take power away from us. But here's the thing. We rarely take time to assess our beliefs and see how they're serving us. And that is a huge mistake, because if a belief isn't serving us well, we can let it go and we can replace it with something that will. Okay, so let's talk about some beliefs that hold us back and keep us from relaxing and enjoying the moment. There is a universal belief out there that suffering is noble. Yes, that suffering is noble. So if you hold that belief, it's highly likely that when you go to seek out joy, that you're going to feel a level of guilt that's actually going to prevent you from relaxing and being in the moment. There is another belief out there that says we are always supposed to be as productive as possible. Now, you may never have heard these beliefs articulated out loud. You may just have seen them modeled. So that productive as possible at all times, if you grew up in a all work, no play family, that may be a belief that you hold. It's also possible that you've created a belief of your own if you saw somebody that shirked their responsibilities and got into trouble over it. You may have created a belief that tips you in the opposite direction. So now you bear down, you're super responsible, and taking time to relax and enjoy yourself reminds you of that person that sort of screwed up their lives. So it makes it really hard for you to relax and enjoy yourself. Another belief, and I held this belief for a really long time, is that life is just supposed to be hard. It's not, people. It's not supposed to be hard. But if you have that belief, you're going to make life hard, which means you're not going to seek out joy. Another belief is that busyness is a badge of honor. Right now that is really popular. We're all trying to out-busy each other, and if you hold that belief, you're going to feel stressed and exhausted. You're not going to be able to relax and enjoy yourself, because you're going to be thinking, "Ooh, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not being busy." So I could never go into all of the beliefs, but these are some of the most common beliefs that are out there that hold us back and keep us from enjoying ourselves. Now, the thing is that we have the power to choose our beliefs, which means at any point we can ditch a belief and we can replace it with something else. Over time, I've gotten really good at doing this. And this is the way I decide whether or not a belief is serving me well. I ask myself, would I impose this belief on somebody that I loved and cared about? That is the perfect test to show you whether or not the belief you have is healthy and helpful, or if it's detrimental. If you would not impose that belief on somebody that you loved and cared about, why would you impose that belief on yourself? So now we get to the fun part. You can imagine what you want your life to look like, how you want to spend your time relaxing, and you can create a belief that will support you in doing just that. Now, I have a belief, and this is a belief that I had to create, that goes like this. By enjoying myself, I am honoring the life that I have been given. When I started that belief, I actually had to write it down, and that is what I'm going to suggest to you. But first, I want to tell you that that belief works really well for me because I have this other belief that says that life is a gift and that we're supposed to experience it fully, which means that I work really hard, but then I also play really hard. So I enjoy all the facets of my life. So going back to the writing it down, I actually want you to create a belief. I want you to write it down. I want you to look at it on a regular basis. I want you to read it in the morning, read it at night, until it sinks in and becomes part of who you are. Now, you might be a little skeptical and be thinking, will this really work? But think about this. Anytime you do something new, you have to pay attention to it until it starts to feel natural. So let's use driving as an example. If you've ever driven somewhere new, you know that you have to pay attention to the turn-by-turn directions. But after you start driving there on a regular basis, you can kind of do it on autopilot. You might even get there and be like, whoa, what happened to like all of those miles in between? I'm here and I totally like don't remember any of that stuff, right? It's really freaky. But that's because that whole route has become imprinted in your brain and you're able to just do it. And that's the same way with beliefs. Once we start telling ourselves this story that this is what we believe, it becomes imprinted in our belief, and then it will start supporting us. So that is the magical, wonderful thing about beliefs, is that we can change them at any point and we can create the beliefs that really will support us in living our very best life. Okay, if you enjoyed this at all, I'd love for you to hit the subscribe button. I'd also like to remind you that over on Facebook, we have a fabulous group, Clear Your Clutter, Find Your Happy. The link for that is below, and if you pop on over and click join, I would love to welcome you in.